into it, right into, of course, our Fighters Corner. And since you kicked it off, Multiversus. This is actually super hot. This is within the last, I want to say, 45 minutes. It's been no secret now that Ricardo Sanchez is going to be the next character to come out, aka Rick from Rick and Morty, if you guys aren't aware. He's already been teased at, but actually the other thing that has been shown off is what happened in, like I said, in the last 30 so minutes, which is patch notes. Rick should be coming out, I think it's tomorrow, from what I understand. Today is the 26th of September. And the show's gonna obviously release on the 27th, unless you're watching us live here on twitch.tv/mash those buttons. Once again, Rick Sanchez will be joining us on the 27th, to my knowledge. But then we got a drop from, of course, Tony, our boy Tony, the Tiger, over at Player First Games, with some patches to drop, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was just going to be a Rick thing. But this patch also serves as a little bit of both. There's like some bug fixing, and majority is bug fixing, and there's actually some tweaks to some characters, which we're gonna get into right now. But general overview is XP's been changed up. Rick, of course, is joining. Loading performance being improved on consoles, aka your PS4s and Xbox Ones. And also, yeah, this is one I actually never really noticed this, but initial free character has been switched. So this is a free to play game. You can go cop this right now. Don't have to pay a cent. But it's the characters you unlock, right, as you progress, as you play. We can do that all via in-game currency. But if you go through the entire tutorial, you get Wonder Woman for free, which I didn't realize, because I just went through the tutorial because I wanted to understand everything, and I was like, all right, cool. Whoop, Harley, boop, because she happened to be free that week when I ended up playing her, and I ended up getting enough gold that I just unlocked her. But that's been changed. You no longer get the Wondrous of Women's. You actually get Shaggy, which makes a lot more sense, really. Like, Shaggy is kind of the super... He embodies, I think, the game at the most basic level. Yeah, he is a Shoto of the game, so... him not being the initial default, like, kind of surprised me. He's in the damn cover art. Like, he's like one of the main two. It's him and Batman in the front of it all. So Wonder Woman is a little bit more like, she's kind of basic, but she isn't. I don't think, like I said, she encompasses the system as well as Shaggy does. So changing it from Wonder Woman to him is good. But you can buy her for gold or Gleamium, which is the in-game currency. Yeah, they've got a couple bug fixes and one specific thing when it comes to infinites, which we're going to get into. What's up, Static?
Interesting. I was going to think that maybe the character like Rain Dog would be their free character, since the game came with the character.
He's the only original character in the game. Also true, I don't know. Shaggy I think pick rates are higher for Shaggy over Rain Dog right now, because of also that other side, like the original. It's like, oh, that's cute, that's whatever. But Shaggy just, like, I don't know, just works out. He's much more straightforward. Like, Rain Dog is like, it's like comparing Dormammu versus Ryu, right? Like, or a character has a lot more projectile related. Like, your average player is like, gotta understand projectiles, but proper placement of it and such, like, it's a little different. While Shaggy is like, I have a sandwich. I have a sandwich that's a fireball, right? That's my horizontal. I have a DP. I have not a hurricane kick, but it's a horizontal moving kick, and just basic moves. Like, it just, you can't just click with that versus Rain Dog. Like, he's a little different. I think it's enough that might scare some people away. But speaking of Rain Dog, we've got some cosmetics. We've got Chef Rain Dog. We've got Golden Rain Dog, which I thought Golden Rain Dog was already a thing. And then we have Tiger Millionaire Steven, which looks dope. I have no idea what the reference is there, but hey, that's what's up.
I actually don't know, because I haven't watched it enough.
Yeah, I've seen episodes. I don't know what this one's referencing though, but that's cool. It's cool.
I'd imagine it's something with the show.
I'm gonna put it right now. One of the most annoying characters to play against. I'll tell you right now.
Steven?
Yeah, Steven's very annoying to play against. So Twitch extension. I don't know if you remember, we covered the extension. I'm a big fan of the extension itself. It's very broadcaster centric, where your viewers can, like, set up with their account. They could just link up to you and be on a queue to play with you and such. And then there's fighter voting, which allows broadcasters to poll their audience and which fighters to play. Viewers who have Multiversus get bonus votes, which is cool. And then now these, like, free toast for Twitch channels running the extensions and such for viewers. So that's cool. The gameplay system. Here we go. Anti-infinite combo system. It's kind of been the hot topic in Multiversus for a bit now. You say Infinite, the first character people like bitch about is Harley, funny enough. But there's like a slew of characters that have infinites. Don't get that twisted. People will bitch about her, but it's because they probably get hit the most common by her because she's like, I don't want to say it's easier, but she can definitely get to it on. She's I think the most explored when it comes to it. But there are other characters that definitely have infinites. Shaggy has an infinite as well. But it's been the talk for a while, and I guess they've been listening. There's already like a attack decay system. For those that don't know, I believe the initial system was a move that gets used within 7 times, like within a combo. Like eventually, or no, if you hit your opponent within the last 7 moves, you get attack decay, which means the move doesn't do as much like hit stun, so they can like get out of combos, or might not they'll be able to recover earlier, right? The properties aren't as good.
In Smash, it's called stale.
Yes. So it enforces the same thing. It enforces the use case of, your whole kit, not just like a one abusable move. But the anti-infinite combo is like a global soft cap on infinite combos that makes combos more creative. So they're not trying to outright kill infinites, which I don't think they should. I think they're awesome, actually. I really enjoy doing them as Harley because they're kind of high execution. But the system is set is... it will decay all subsequent attacks if the same attack has been used 4 or more times in the same true combo. This kind of... So to read it to me a more verbatim there, or a little bit more... what is it?
Clarity?
Let's go with clarity. I had the word. I just can't think now. Layman terms, is when you're doing an actual combo, which a bunch of characters have combos, right, in the game. If you use the same move, like side air or side attack or whatever, like Harley's is usually air. What is it? I guess they call it a SAIR. It's like side air attack. Use that
fair,
quite a lot.
Forward air, yeah.
Yeah, fair, SAIR, whatever. You mix it up with like her down air and such. But if you're doing that 4 or more times in a true combo, then it's going to... I'm actually not even sure what it's going to do, like what it looks like. Will they just instantly drop? Will they get the decay instantly versus the 7 hits? That's actually what I need to see when this drops. They were considering it at 3, which I think is a little harsh.
It's a little tight.
Yeah, that's like really harsh.
For a freeform game that that's a platformer, I think it's always good to have it extended.
Yeah,
but like you kind of said, I am kind of curious if they're going to go more like the Skullgirls route, where it just kind of allows you to burst if you want.
I was going to say that I'm getting Skullgirls vibes from this direction, which is fine. Like Skullgirls had that from the beginning. I think right? It's the best. They had that infinite, like anti-infinite system from the very get-go of that game allowed the game to get super creative, because they always had, every combo you hit, you had to think of something to either A, change the infinite, like whatever your routing is, so that way you're aware of the system, or B, implement resets and make shit even dirtier, right? And that explored characters even more than they initially would, versus like, oh, I got an infinite and it works, I don't have to really develop past that, right? It's like, no, I have from this starter to here, 1, 2, 3, something's about to happen here, XYZ. You have to be real methodical with it. And then once you have that, set, the character's kind of been explored more, which is great. That's more tech for everybody. So I like the direction. I like the direction.
I also like that they always did scaling once it hit that infinite point, so you can't infinitely do more. Like,
yes.
This insane amount of damage more, but you could still do damage. Like, it just scales really harsh, so it kind of implements that mind game. I think if they do it that route, we could see Multiversus probably be one of the best platform games with an actual combo system that has limitations that aren't out of the scope of actually being unrealistic.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it enforces
like,
creativity.
Wild.
It enforces creativity, not just like stay up in one direction. Yeah, I dig it. So the option to choose between 4 directions or 8 directions on the right stick, or C stick, has been added to the menu system. And then the projectile system, most notable the inclusion of new light projectiles. We talked about the previous patch. They added heavy I think it's heavy projectiles. Classification of projectiles do not deal no knockback. The only light projectiles in the game right now are Rick's uncharged blaster and the pies fired by the assist item. Oh yeah, the it's a Bugs Bunny. It's like one of these safe items where like a little robot shows up and it throws pies. If you notice it hits you, it just does damage. It literally does no kind of knockback. So think Fox's blaster in Smash. Doesn't it just hits you? It brings up that percentage, but you don't get knocked back. While as Falco's would be, I guess you can call that like a heavy projectile where it hits you. There's some knockback to it, but it's slower, right? That's kind of like the point, or rather, it's not as fast. Doesn't have as quick of a shot. And yeah, then we've got, like I said, just a couple characters getting touched. Arya's getting some bug fixes, where she was dealing much more damage than intended. Which is cool. That's fine with me. So I bug fix, or you call it normalizing, whatever. Fix an issue causing hitboxes on stolen attacks not to hit reliably. That I don't know. I always thought her what's it called? Her charm move was just super dirty. Like I think they addressed that last time when they said the hitbox was lingering past the animation. And we are still looking to update Arya's up special. Can use more time to make it right. Expect an update in the near future. Yeah, that shit is dumb. That shit homes. The one thing about this game that gets me are the homing attacks are just so fucking free. Like the characters that have homing attacks, I'm like, bro, just turn off the brain. Like you don't really have to think much here. Bugs Bunny down air attack, hitbox slightly smaller to better match the visuals. Thank you. So that's the hammer where he hits down. Finn has a bug fix. Can no longer ignore air special limits when branching into the attack. Versus the side. I didn't even know that was a thing. Air down attack, instant cancel on hit removed, and ground side attack, instant cancel on hit removed as well. So some of his combo routing is definitely getting changed. Garnet's gotten buffs. Now retains some of her velocity moving into her attack. That's her ground attack. So now there's a bit of movement with it. Recovery reduced by 3 frames on hit for a ground up attack. This change should improve Garlet's ability to follow up on a successful attack. Air down has 2 more active frames, or starting 2 frames earlier. And air neutral, which I think that's like where she just, they kind of like starfishes. She's just like, hey. And she has like an orb around her or a circle around her.
She does, yeah.
Recovery reduced by 3 frames on hit, so that way she can follow up on it, which is cool. It is like you should get rewarded for because that's a fucking slow ass move. So if you hit your opponent, you should get something for it. Gizmo, just the latest character getting added. Jump speed increased the jump speed to 3,700 from 3,400. I don't know why.
Oh, buffs.
Nothing but buffs. I'm going to have my 2 words in a second. Music note lifetime extended to 10 seconds from 9. Cars now classified as a heavy projectile. Air side special reduced. Recovery reduced by 5 frames. And air down special now can jump cancel off the attack. This character's already fucking good. Maybe it might just be me and like with the Harley matchup, but this fucking character is nuts. This character plays his own fucking game.
Do you think it's because there's so many characters that already kind of really, really like kind of nutty and good already that this character's kind of maybe a little overshadowed and not looked at? Like I know people look at Velma and they're like super busted as a support. Am I really going to look at Rain Dog as much? So I mean, I kind of look at it like that. Is this character really just getting overshadowed? Right
yeah, I'm going to put a big old premise here. I am looking at this at a 1v1 standpoint. I really don't play 2v2s. I know the game is primarily balanced for 2v2s. I completely respect that. I get it. But there is some 1v1 love there. Like, there's a lot of people that do play 1v1 specifically. I think Gizmo, like, he came and went so fast. And those that caught early, like, yo, this character's going to be a fucking problem. They're just fucking, just not, they're like, shh, hey, nobody tell Tony. Nobody say anything. Nobody post anything. We're just going to let this shit rock until somebody wins and we have the footage and we're like, look at this. Look at all this fucking popcorn. I'm getting silenced. This is guaranteed. Are you fucking nuts? Like, we're going to see. This might just be like a really slow power creep. The Gizmo is chilling in the chest right now and doesn't want to peep his head out too much. So we'll see. Well, as Velma, like you said, like Velma had a lot of spotlight, especially post Evo or even during Evo. Like the character's fucking nuts. Like, so she was like, as soon as everyone was just like her, fucking player first was just like, all right, we're honing in, got the target acquired right there, ready to go, and then she just fucking slammed her. And she's not even immune to this too. I think she got some nerfs here, or it might have been bug fixes, but we'll take a look at her in a second. Harley, she got bug fixes that I wasn't even aware of. At least just one fixed issue where Jack in the Box would sometimes not hit overlapping enemies. I guess. I always assumed my hitbox just didn't come out on time. Iron Giant's neutral special bolts will no longer be destroyed when they exit the blast box, but Iron Giant is not KO'd. Let me read that again. Bolts will no longer be destroyed when they exit the blast box, but Iron Giant is not KO'd. I'm guessing.
I don't know what that is.
Blast box, I'm assuming that's the KO zone, but sometimes you're in it, but you're not actually KO'd. Like, if this square was my blast box, is like I could be here, but I could come back off screen. I guess if a bolt goes further out there, I guess you could catch it, or it doesn't
die from it originally. That's a little minor thing.
Jake got nerfed. Air down ground special while in the house. In other words, is where he turns into a house and comes down, or I think a car, or I think house and car are the same thing. I think car is the cat version of them. While in the house on the ground, Jake will no longer bounce grounded opponents. Good. That shit was dirty. That shit was like a down spike. It was like an up spike that went down. They had just fixed that with like Batman's down smash too. They were like, yeah, it's gonna go more horizontal, because that shit would just, I could be on the ground. It just like makes it like I was on a fucking trampoline and I'd go all straight up vertically. It was kind of dumb. Ground down attack increased recovery on whiff or miss. Cool, because that was a very spammable move that covered a lot, and Jake was already a hard character to whiff punish, so the recovery was kind of needed. LeBron experimental tag has been removed, fixed the bug where it caused the ball to disappear when thrown close to the enemy. I've never seen that. Air ground special got a buff when allies receive a pass. They emit a small explosion to knock away enemies. No look pass basketball speed has been increased to 3,200 versus 3. And air down special no longer blocks heavy projectiles. That's air down special. Air down special. I think that's his dunk. Okay, that's fine. And basketball air neutral no longer breaks armor on first hit. Good. That's kind of stupid. Morty experimental tag removed. Got it. Shaggy got some nerfs. Recovery increase on whiff for his air side special. That is his kick. And air neutral attack no longer breaks armor on first hit. That also is great, because that shit was so fast. It was so free. Steven got buffs overall. Projectile speed going up. Air down special has higher hit frames and hitbox active frames. And air side increased knockback scaling from 14.5 to 13. Let me see. I don't know why they're trying to help his horizontal kill power, because fucking his vertical kill power is like insane. Especially with that little. I can make a platform, but it also hits you, and it's spammable. Now it creates a fucking wall underneath you, but I can hit through it, but you can't. It's fucking dumb. Soups got nerfed, but what else is new? Tom and Jerry got
4-2-3. No, I'm kidding.
Tom and Jerry got some tweaks. He's got a mix of buffs and nerfs. Ground side attack got a hitbox active frame window increased by 2 frames, but recovery has been increased by 4 frames when whiffing. Ground side attack also got the same 4 frames on whiff. Air side has recovery reduced by 3 frames. Recovery landing has been reduced by 7 frames. So that's an overall buff. Air down attack also got buffed by shortening the recovery by 3 frames. The land window cancel has been moved forward by 3 frames, and pushback angle has been more horizontal. Air ground special neutral, which is Jerry returns back to Tom if he is killed when attached to an ally. Ew. What? Why?
That's so weird.
Why? Why is he getting
ice climber's effect?
Why is he going back? He should be dead. You attached them to the it's not his fucking fault. What?
It sounds like a bad version of. I wouldn't say bad. I would say it's the reverse of ice climbers. Like it's like, she fell off the side of the stage. She comes right back.
Yeah,
okay.
What? Yeah, like what? That's crazy. I mean, I get it. Yes, your ally dies, so that sucks. But I'm like, Jerry should die too. Fuck that. That's on them. You should have been like, come back to me or something. Should I have to support that? Why?
Or it should be delayed. Or it should be delayed when he comes back.
It should be on cooldown.
10, 15,
maybe. No, I think it's the opposite. Maybe give him half the cooldown, so that way you're not like, so you don't kill the reason to attach him. But like, just give him back instantly. Returns back to. I have to see if that's like instant. That's crazy. Velma, last to finish things off. Fixed a bug where her vial wouldn't apply stacks of ice reliably. Air and ground neutral attack. The speech bubbles no longer consumes 1 additional ammo. Ally enhanced speech bubbles no longer apply 1 stack of weaken. Okay. Air down attack, which is that's her like photo one, which is pretty strong. Push knockback angle more horizontal. Yes, because that thing spiked like pretty good vertically as well. Now that I think about it, air up or ground up that's the light bulb. Recovery increased by 3 frames, so it's a nerf. And air ground special neutral ally enhanced beam no longer applies to 1 stack of weaken, and ally enhanced base knockdown reduced from 1750 to 1600. All right, cool. So Velma got some bugs, some tweaks, and overall nerfs, but this is a minor. I know it seemed like a lot. I know it took quite a bit of time, but this literally just dropped about an hour ago. Overall, getting ready for Rick to see. From what I'm hearing already, Rick is a mage, and Rick is considerably one of the higher skill ceilings. From what I'm hearing already, if you look, they actually did drop like his card for his class breakdown. He's got 3 specific moves. Fart bomb, throws a fart bomb hitting enemies upward. We don't know the arc or how it technically how it's it kind of works, but at least he's got a projectile. Meat Seek and Destroy. Summons a Meat Seek that runs forward, uppercuts, and readies a golf club. Cool. All right, so I could see some really dirty stuff probably happening with that, but I'm trying to understand what the golf club is about. Maybe is that a weapon? Is that an item to grab, or is that just a different possible move he's doing?
And then not versed nor well versed.
Nice.
Nor multiversed.
No multiverse. You're not multiverse there. Basric portal theory, which is aim and summon a max of 2 portals. So honestly, I want to say this is just literally going to be portal, just in a platformer where he's just gonna be able to like shoot here, shoot there, orange, blue, and then that's what I'm hearing is gonna be the advanced, the higher ceiling, because a character that maybe has to rely on things like that portal ability. You have to have such awareness as to your plan, as to how you're going to move. Very, very unique. So
it's just a portal character.
That's what I'm saying. He's quite literally going to probably be a portal character, which is it is really cool. It works for the brand on the character. But it's going to be interesting to see high level play, how it actually develops. If it's going to be like good, or is it like too advanced that it's like so much fucking work that nobody's going to pick them, or rather not not a lot of people are going to pick them. They're still going to get your Rick fans, and those that want to challenge like high execution characters. There's always a player for that, but whether or not it's like viable enough versus like, I don't know, like you've seen the meme, I got to do all this. The 2 players, they got to think of all this, and then the 1 player is just like, Virgil, C button. That's all I got to think about. It's like, that's it. I feel like that's where Rick might be going, but we'll find out once Rick drops. It will be tomorrow. Once again, that's on the 27th. Go check it out. Get your updates ready, and we'll see what Multiversus has in store for us. All right. That's been my spiel on Multiversus. The next one we got is some DNF, and we're just going to let the expert go in on it. CEO Taku went down, obviously.